Good evening and welcome back to Be Rich. Today I have my good friend and nephew Sashwath with me, and we are going to discuss the market's non-reaction to the Wagner Group's mutiny threat.
Yes.
The Russians believe it's all done and dusted. The Americans believe it's not done and dusted. It still could blow up on the face of Putin, but all said and done, it has left Putin very weak. Putin made a public appearance on television and said that he would punish the traitors. So even if he has signed a deal with the Wagner Group and allows them to escape without any court martial or any punishment, it will show Putin as a weakened leader susceptible to any major attack. The war is not going well for Russia. They are bogged down, and today Ukraine is talking about a counteroffensive. So the Russian morale would be extremely down. 6 helicopters were shot, Russian servicemen were killed, and without 30,000 soldiers deserting, the Russian forces would be weakened by this. In fact, lakhs of people have fled Russia because they do not want to fight this war. The Russians don't mind Putin fighting the war, but they don't want to sacrifice their lives. Whereas the Ukrainians are fighting for their country and won't put their lives on the line. So this is a very classic situation where the market, most knee-jerk reaction would have pushed the market down. But the market did not go down, the market remained steady. It didn't. And even when the news was announced that the Wagner Group had reached a settlement and would move to Belarus safely, we do not know what is happening still, and therefore the market has remained rock steady. It's just moved plus or minus 1% either way. And to explain why it happened, I leave it to my nephew, Sashwath.
Yeah. So, like my uncle said, you can think about the situation like a bell curve or a Gaussian distribution. So, the distribution goes in this way where there'll be an image on the screen which shows the distribution. Generally, the idea is that things don't change very fast, very quickly from where things are. So, the probability of something being close to the same is always in the topmost part of the bell curve distribution. But now, what the Wagner Group mutiny threat has told us is that, as Taleb says, the fat tails, you have the tails which are now higher in terms of probability. So what that has meant is that there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. And yes, if the Wagner Group ended up going all the way to Moscow and got a hold of Putin, then the one idea is that the war would have stopped and the Ukraine war would have ended earlier. But then in the same steed, one can also argue saying that Putin is a megalomaniac, and what's ended up happening is now you push a man to the corner, and especially when he is psychotic, he ends up taking up arms and he might escalated into a nuclear warfare. And this is a negative shock for the market. So, what we're seeing now is an extremely unique case where things are so uncertain that both sides are evenly weighed. That is, no one knows what the hell is going on. So, they've all decided to say, let's leave that aside for now and let's figure out what else is going to happen over time. So, that's what at least I believe is happening with the market.
So what you are saying is Putin, if the Wagner Group had won
Yeah.
and overthrown Putin, the markets would have rallied big
Yes,
time.
because I don't think Wagner Group would have wanted to continue the Ukraine war. It's a very personal war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would have celebrated.
Yes,
Had Putin, without much bloodshed, put down the
Wagner Group.
Wagner Group,
That would have
been
yes,
negative, there would have been a small drop.
yeah,
But anyway, the war is continuing.
yes,
And the third thing which you said, that had he done a nuclear strike,
escalation.
nuclear escalation, that would have been really bad for the
It
market.
would have been terrible.
And the market would have dropped.
Yes, slid completely.
The market would have slid completely.
Yes,
So it's like a cat on the wall.
we don't know which side it's jumping.
Which side is jumping right now?
Yes,
And at the other time, like you discussed yesterday, we are having a AI-induced rally.
correct.
Like the Financial Times said, there are only 7 stocks contributing to this rally,
Absolutely.
and the rest are just floundering. So this is a case where a weak market is being hidden by 7 or 8 large companies
Which
which are
putting it
doing
up.
well. So if
And you just hit up on another point which is important, because even if the war does escalate, it means very little for these companies which you're talking about, which are AI powered, because neither are they energy companies, nor are they something
Yes,
defense companies, nor are they anything to do with raw commodities. So supply chains matter barely for these companies.
and they don't matter.
Yeah.
In fact, consumption, most of these are social media.
Yes.
News consumption will increase. Traffic in YouTube,
Yes.
Facebook will increase. And definitely they will do. In fact, in a perverse way, Google, Microsoft, and Apple and the others will do much better than what we thought they
Yes.
would. So it would have been a very perverse
That is
argument.
possible explanation for why the market didn't really move much, because of the uncertainty. Because it has nothing to do with them to a large extent.
This one surprising entrant in this entire thing is Nvidia.
Yes.
Nvidia, which is makes graphic cards, they have supposedly got chips which are benefiting from AI,
Yes.
and they say they are way ahead.
Well, you need those chips for you to do AI computation.
AI computation.
Yeah.
But what the market is saying is, and what my friends inside other semiconductor groups are saying, is the other semiconductor groups will catch up. It is not rocket science or it's not highly patented stuff.
Okay.
The rest will also catch up.
So there's no moat.
There is no moat in Nvidia. And we do not know yet how much AI extra revenue AI is going to come.
Contribute to profits.
So it could be that you had a situation between 2000 and 2003
yes.
when everything on the internet was,
.com bubble.
it was a .com bubble.
You have a .com, you're in a bubble.
Now you are in an AI bubble.
Yes.
It is not at a bubble. There's a big upwards movement of stocks, that the momentum is so strong in the AI boom
Yeah.
that it is masking the problems that are there in America and the global economy. Because the point is, the Fed has not tightened at the rate at which it should have tightened.
Yeah.
It has, of course, increased interest rates, but it said it would not. It would reduce the size of the balance sheet.
Yes.
That is, it would sell bonds in the market. But right now, what it is doing is, bonds that are maturing, those funds are now going back into the Fed, and they are not used to buy new bonds.
Yes.
So there is a very tiny amount of tightening. If Fed also starts selling bonds,
They've just taken their foot off the pedal but not put it on the brake.
not put it on the brake.
Yeah.
So if the Fed starts to dump market bonds which has accumulated over the last
Yes.
12 years on the market, then you will see the effect of tightening. But I think America, more than higher interest rates, requires a bit of tightening and taking some cash off the table.
Yes. And
So,
this
or the punch bowl has to be completely
removed.
from the table. Unless that happens, you are going to have very difficult times. The froth is not going to go out of this market. And as long as there is froth, you will have wealth effect. And the Americans are good at spending money that they don't have.
Yes.
So the wealth effect is going to mean that more stocks will be.
It's a positive feedback.
There's a positive feedback loop.
Yeah.
And inflation would not come down at the rate at which Mr. Powell would
Claims
like to, or Gillen would like to come down.
Yes, and this is a very important lesson in the idea of economic expectations, because even though the Fed is acting in one way, the market is going in the other way. And this is purely because of economic expectations. And yes, the Fed might not be doing enough, but the Fed is certainly doing something. But
Yeah.
the market is not acting on it.
So then, if the market does not act on what the Fed is doing,
Yeah.
the Fed needs to do more.
Yes.
And that might land up hurting the economy in the short run, but it will restore confidence in the currency in the long term. So the Fed does need to act.
The Fed needs to do this for the next 4 generations.
Yes, that is, Volcker did it in 1980.
Yeah,
You got 40 years.
exactly.
So if Jerome Powell acts now, the world gains another 40 years now, minimum.
Yes, and he says the world in a very intentional way, because if the US gains another 40 years, we all gain another 40
years. Thank you for watching B-Rich. I hope you like this video. Once again, kindly like this video, write your comments. Sashwath will feel encouraged. And do subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell notification. If you have done all this before, then We would request you to send this video to your friends and relatives and ask them to take a look. I am in Tokyo on work on the 5th of August 2023. I have a lot of following in Japan, Tokyo. Those who want to meet me in Tokyo on 5th August, kindly drop me an email on the address given below or contact us on WhatsApp there. My team would get in touch with you and facilitate the meeting. Once again, I thank you for your support for Be Rich. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.